It's being called Europe's most hackable election. European leaders are worried that the EU parliamentary vote is at risk. They say a foreign nation could spread mistrust in the results or even hack the election system altogether.
We have European elections coming up. Now, I don't want to conjure up or predict anything, but we have to be ready to stop interference in these elections.
So why are they so worried? Well, this election is a big target. First, citizens in 28 different countries are taking part. That means 28 different ways of counting and tracking ballots, plus dozens of different IT systems and vote tallying machines. And there's been no EU-wide check on any of it. Plus, voting takes place across 4 days. That means there's more time than usual for a hacker to potentially do damage. And it's being called the most important EU vote in decades. With the direction of the Union potentially at stake, foreign nations will be tempted to tip the scales, likely towards parties that hope to weaken the EU.
We should take this threat seriously because in the end it is about our democracy and securing our democracy against attackers who have a huge interest in destabilizing and that we're not trusting our institutions.
Hackers have targeted European governments before. Election websites in Bulgaria, Poland, Spain, and other countries have all been attacked in the last few years. Earlier this year, a 20-year-old German managed to hack and release the personal information of nearly 1,000 German politicians. And if he can do it, why couldn't Russia? Well, back in 2015, Russian hackers spent weeks inside the German parliament's computer network, and the cybersecurity company FireEye recently discovered Russian hacking attempts on European election monitoring systems. But you don't even need to hack an election to potentially affect its result. Disinformation is also a threat.
In 2016, a Russian campaign on social media might have helped swing the US presidential election in favor of Donald Trump.
Some EU member states are starting to fight back with efforts to safeguard their votes.
So I think Sweden was a good example. What they've done prior to the election, for example, is first to analyze where are their vulnerabilities, technical, and then also, maybe within the public. And they've also created measures like informing the public proactively on what technologies are used. You should be aware that there might be actors that want to influence you via disinformation. They put out leaflets, and I think that's a really good proactive strategy on informing every single citizen.
The EU recently doubled its budget for fighting disinformation and set up a new system for sharing threats in real time between member states. The question is that enough? Because in this election, if the results in just one EU country are affected, that could cast doubt on the entire outcome.